Welcome to Our 2 Cents, episode 4. I am Jarus Reegle, and I have murdered John Reese. He is no longer with us.
That's not true. I actually murdered Jonathan Reese, and I'm taking his place here tonight. I'm stepping in for.
Oh my gosh,
John Reese.
Are you Sam?
I am.
Sam, I am?
I am.
Okay, so John is in Oklahoma right now on a mission trip.
Yeah, he's not dead. He's
not dead. I promise you, he's not
alive
dead.
and well.
Yes, and he will come back alive and well. Not next week. We'll have a guest on next week as well. Maybe you, maybe someone else. It really depends on the situation.
I will be out of town, my friend.
Not Sam. Somebody else. I'll get somebody. But Sam.
Or a dime a dozen.
For Reegle people.
No pun intended.
For Reegle fans, shenanigans. People aren't aware of who you are yet.
No, they're not.
No. Sam is going to be in a lot of videos for season 3. We filmed 4 videos so far, and you're in 3 of those videos.
I think at least 3.
At least 3 of the videos.
It is.
So Sam is just helping out around Reegle, and he's a good guy.
I appreciate that, Jarus.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, I'm a good friend of John's.
He taught you in Hawaii.
He did. I was his roommate for 9 months, so.
There it is.
Yep.
I'm supposed to do something funny each opening. Do you just have anything for me? I don't know.
Plot twist.
Plot twist.
Dating his sister. So.
Not my sister.
Not your sister. No.
There we go. Plot twist. Dun dun dun. Opening.
I'm pretty sure John knew that by now, but
yeah. So last week we started a contest for the change drop, and
right.
We're going to give a moment of silence, and we're going to replay that change drop. Wow, that was some great change drop, wasn't it, Sam?
I had heard about that, and poor John didn't know it was coming for it.
Yeah. This week we said that we were going to announce the winner for that. I have the answer, and the answer will be revealed next week because we're going to put it off for one more week to let more people comment. So that change drop you just heard, how much money was that? It could be $1, $2, $5,000 is a better guess, honestly.
That's very generous.
And we are doing this Price is Right style. If you go over, you're out. So you got to kind of get close to that.
Right. I didn't know about this. Jarus, is there going to be some sort of award for whoever gets it the closest, or someone gets it right?
Now that you mention that, Sam, there will be a $5 prize to any. Sorry.
Actually, you could just give them whatever the amount it actually is. Whatever you actually drop, just give them that.
Yeah, I could do that. You know what? That would be little.
We don't know. Don't give them too many hints. I mean, it could be more than.
You should help me.
You could have dropped like, I don't know, $20 worth of dimes or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that that's a little low. Or is it?
Okay. Fair enough.
So actually,
jumping the gun.
So you get a $5 gift card to iTunes, Apple Play, iTunes, Apple Play. Wow, I screwed that up. iTunes, Google Play. That's the only 2 I can think of that actually are worth it. I was going to say Android, but that's Google's store.
I've got a card for a free waffle from Waffle House. We can throw that in there too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. We got a free waffle thrown in. Not really.
Yeah.
It's because Sam will probably use it by then.
Awesome.
So
I know John would. He likes Waffle House. I might give that to him.
Yeah, give that to John. That's John's prize for. That's your payment to John for being on the podcast.
He was present. Anyway.
So, before we get started, we would like to do a proclamation of faith. As John, whoa, I can't talk. Sam, like John, we're all Christians. Myself, we're not going to be very preach heavy in the podcast, but we are Christians, and those things might come up, and that's our viewpoint on things. But
our views might come across at certain points, and it may seem biased towards that, but that's
we love Jesus. We try to serve Him every day.
Yeah,
He's a great, powerful God.
Yeah, we believe He's alive and well and available to be known by us, and we do, and we love Him. So, that being said, we might bring Him up every now and then.
Yeah.
But
because he's pretty cool.
He is.
So
anyways. Anyway, but we will talk about any topics, whether it concerns that or not.
Right.
However, what is our first topic?
So we are going to get into our first topic this week, and that is going to be, I don't know what day it happens, but Finding Dory comes out July something.
Finding Dory,
the sequel to Finding Nemo. But we're going to talk about Finding Nemo and Dory, but in a different, not the movie itself, but we're talking about the consequences that the movie is going to hold for the aquatic sea life.
any sea life involved.
So this article is on newsy.com, and it's kind of just, it's not, I mean, the article does, I'm getting the article from Newsy, but this is just kind of like facts, in a sense. When Finding Nemo came out, the demand for clownfish rose.
Right, so people were either trying to purchase them or catch them as pets because they saw them as
correct.
Well, they wanted to just something to have in their home because they watched this cool new movie.
Right. And good movie, by the way. I liked it.
Yeah, so that was 2003.
2003, not Finding Nemo come out. This is
it's more than
13 years
more
later.
Than 10 years later, and we've got the sequel.
Yeah, finally, about time.
Yeah.
But the concern is that because, children see the movie, they see it, I want a clownfish, I want this fish, whatever, from the movie.
It makes sense.
And it does make sense, but the concern is that the people who are getting the fish, purchasing the fish, aren't going to properly take care of it, so that they're worried that the population for Blue Tang, for the upcoming Finding Dory movie, the population for the Blue Tang is going to lower, because with Finding Nemo, it happened as well, but they were able to breed clownfish in captivity.
Yeah, just so we're aware, the Blue Tang is the species of fish that everyone usually calls the Dory fish. And
the Dory
I think
fish.
Even
it's the blue one, right?
Yeah, that's the blue one. It is the blue one, and I think even after some large news report about the Blue Tang, it still will be referred to as the Dory fish.
Dory fish.
Yeah.
But the concern is the Blue Tang don't really breed in captivity.
That's right. You have to catch them in the wild.
So you have to catch them wild. So with the clownfish, it wasn't much of a problem because people were selling them and getting them through breeders through captivity, so it didn't really make a dent on the natural population. Right. But with the Blue Tang, they're worried that it's going to create a huge problem with the population.
Right. And I think it goes even further than that, Jarus. I believe the article said people are worried about damage to the Great Barrier Reef or any coral reef where these Blue Tang might live.
They would have to go out to the Great Barrier Reef and actually get these fish as well.
Right. And apparently there's already been some cases of people trying to acquire these fish as a result of the other movie, the Finding Nemo, the original film, and habitat has actually been damaged in them trying to acquire these fish.
Right. And this isn't just Finding Nemo. This happens quite often, actually, with...
what other animal films we got?
Other animal films, 101 Dalmatians is one of them, where the demand, I believe the article said the demand for Dalmatian puppies rose 300%.
I think that puppies were ending up in kennels. I think it was the animal shelters actually that were finding more. Because maybe it didn't pan out to the people owning them. People
got them and then they kind of got loose and whatnot, but... Yeah. Dalmatians, I kind of like, Dalmatians are, I kind of wanted a Dalmatian dog growing up because of that movie, but I hear they're really aggressive.
I didn't know they were aggressive. I heard that they had health problems I think they had hearing problems, what they had. And yeah, so that, I watched Beethoven when I was younger. I did want that. I don't think there's been any massive influx of people getting St. Bernards.
Why haven't they remade Beethoven as a movie?
I don't know. I mean, there was probably like 9 sequels or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. But
I'm sure whenever Air Bud come out, there was a high demand in golden retrievers. And then all those golden retrievers that they got bought, they use for the puppies in the sequels.
Yeah, exactly.
All 17,000 sequels to Air Bud.
Which I think golden retrievers have a bit of an advantage because they're already, I think, the most common dog. If not, they're second place with Labradors. I think they're probably neck and neck. And were there any more movies?
Yeah, Ninja Turtles.
Ninja
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
People were buying
Turtles.
Terrapins or turtles because...
And then they were painting the shells green and... Sorry, not green, blue and red and purple and orange, and it was just a mess.
That does sound like a mess. I will say this, though, going back to the fish topic. The blue tang may not be as hardy of a fish to breed in captivity, but there is, and people rarely believe this when I tell them this, but there's a silver dollar fish that we got at Walmart. All of his tank mates died, but he is still alive today.
Really?
Jarus, I'm going to give you a guess or two. How old do you think I was when I got this fish?
And it's still alive today.
It's still alive today. I'm 21 years old, just so you know.
Okay.
And so how old do you think I was when I got this fish? Because it's been alive a while.
I believe that. Because my grandmother got a goldfish for Vacation Bible School one year. For just kind of sitting, the theme was kind of an ocean theme for Vacation Bible School. So she bought a goldfish to go in her classroom that she was teaching.
Right.
And she brought the goldfish home after Vacation Bible School was over. And that fish lived for another 8 years after... A goldfish lived 8 years. This thing was...
That's impressive.
It's impressive.
I'll give you that,
but
still...
a silver dollar fish?
Yeah, guess... give me just at least one
And
guess. How old do you think I was when I...
You're 21 now. I'm going to say you were 9.
That's actually older than it is. But to be fair, I was 12.
You were 12.
No. I'm sorry, 11. I was 11 years old.
Okay, I was off by a little bit.
That fish is...
By Price is Right rules, I won.
You did win. The point is, this silver dollar that we got from Walmart, which is notorious for fish dying, because we would have other fish from, I think that I won from a fair or something, and we would introduce a tank mate to it that we bought from Walmart, and the others would just die, and it usually with it. But this silver dollar has been alive since before my 6th grade year.
Jeez.
And I graduated high school 3 years ago.
That's great. So, that's not as good as... sorry.
No,
my story's not as good as yours, but it's... Wow.
No, the point is... If
that fish is... What?
If Dory could be that tough, she would be just fine. But
yeah.
I'm still waiting.
Dory in the movie is, but...
Yeah, she
Dory
is.
in real life.
Because, I mean, if the timeline is correct with when this movie came out, they are over 13 years old at least, because they were alive in 2003. And
yeah, but do we know how long, movie-wise, the span between both movies, character and story-wise?
That's fair.
Like, it could be like, oh, next day.
Yeah.
Because Nemo's still like a tiny little fish.
Yeah, he's been a 3-week-old in fish years for 13 years now.
So, I'm going to say one last thing about this and we need to move on.
Right.
One other concern I kind of have is it's going to make a dent on the population, but that's not guaranteed either that the people getting the fish are going to take care of them. Like, you might have somebody who's like, I got this fish, and just take it home, and like, it's just a fish, and throw it in just any old water. And obviously, a blue tang needs salt water.
Yeah.
Or
you can't have that.
Any kind of saltwater fish.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, throw it in some fresh water. I got it out of the sink. It'll be fine, and it's dead in a couple of hours.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know the biology of sea life. What's the difference between saltwater and fresh water for a fish? I understand the difference water-wise, but like what keeps a saltwater fish alive that would kill it in freshwater, if it actually dies in freshwater?
I'm really not sure the chemistry behind it. I do know there's several fish that can live in both. I know the bull shark is, of course, that's naturally from saltwater, lives in the ocean, but it's been found very deep inside the Mississippi River and very other inland bodies of water, but it survives by constantly peeing. Other than that, I can't give you much science on it, but I do know that they're constantly filtering, a certain type of water through their liver, so they're basically peeing to stay alive. Yeah. I don't know if that's how other fish do it, but I do know it's very, very rare very few fish and even fewer sharks can survive in both salt and fresh water. But
Right.
I would reckon that these delicate reef fish are not one of them.
Gotcha. So, if you know why a saltwater fish cannot survive in fresh water biologically, like I said that horribly, biologically, why that's a thing, leave it in the comments below so that I can be more educated.
Yeah, go ahead and educate us.
Educate us both, and I will.
Blue Tang lives matter.
If I'm horribly wrong in this situation, we'll acknowledge it next week. But blue lives matter.
Blue Tang lives matter. Dory lives matter.
Yeah. Hashtag blue tangs matter.
Blue Tang. Yeah, they matter. Don't destroy the coral reef, people. Just buy yourself a goldfish or a betta fish.
All you people in America, do not go to Australia to the Great Barrier Reef and catch blue tangs.
Or get yourself a saltwater tank and get a clownfish. It's
all right.
Basically.
All right. Enough monkeying around, Sam.
Right.
But
it's my first show. I'm sorry.
So we're going to talk about monkeys now.
Oh.
Segue.
I'm going to drink some water now.
You drink that water. All right.
Okay. So do you want me to
Oh,
introduce?
Ironically, I got to say this real quick.
All right.
We're sitting at a table right now recording this, and this is a visual gags, but the tablecloth is nothing but blue fish.
I just realized that. Did not look at the fish. Okay, so we need. So you have the monkey news?
Yes, it's right.
Oh, it's the BBC.
The BBC
right
one. So
all
this article comes from BBC. In Kenya, there was a nationwide blackout, but it was caused by a monkey climbing a fence and then jumping into a electrical machinery, and the monkey caused the blackout.
Nationwide
Blackout. A monkey jumped into some machinery and caused a blackout. And there's a quote in there I want you to read, Sam, out loud.
I will.
About the monkey real quick.
And we'll give all the credits to BBC.
And the link for all the articles also will be in the description.
Absolutely. All right, so the BBC reported this, and when you introduced this topic to me, Jarus, I pictured just a little cartoon monkey, sort of like Curious George sort of deal, running along.
Can we now refer the monkey as George?
We can call him George. He's got the man.
Not Curious George. That's just already been taken. Just George.
The man in the yellow hats. Let him go. But I picture a cartoon monkey sort of sneaking in a room, looking both ways real quick, and throwing a big switch, and just all of Kenya going dark. That's the first thought that hit my mind when you said that. But
before you read your quote, Kenya was powerless. All of Kenya, by my understanding, was powerless for 4 hours because of this monkey.
Yeah, business took a hit. And granted, Kenya's not the largest country in the world, but it's still its own sovereign nation. So the fact that a monkey caused this is pretty interesting. So basically what happened was this monkey fell onto a transformer at a hydroelectric power station.
Which transformer? Optimus Prime, Bumblebee.
We'll name this transformer after the
Jinkin.
Jitaru. We'll call it that.
Why that?
Because that's the name of the power station.
Oh, isn't the company like Jinkin?
That's about as, or Kinjin.
Kinjin. What'd you say?
Kinjin. Jitaru is the name of the location.
Oh,
okay. It's the geographic place. But Kinjin, it appears to be the company or the organization, whatever. So, so the transformer was ripped by this monkey falling onto it with a loss of 180 megawatts, for those of you that understand power.
I'm going to guess that's a lot. Whenever I hear the word mega, I'm going to think lots.
Well, it was 180 of those, and it triggered the blackout across Kenya. That being said, the power was restored. Let's see. There it was. All right, this is the quote from the BBC. I believe BBC is now quoting.
So, Sam, tell us the fate of this monkey.
Kinjin. All right. Quote begins. Power was restored almost 4 hours later, and the monkey survived its adventure, Kinjin said. Closed quote.
The monkey survived jumping onto a transformer.
It's a happy ending for everybody. We get the power back. And
he lives another day to shut power down.
And the monkey has, and granted, I'm understanding this to be a wild monkey. So it's not even a monkey that escaped from a zoo, which we won't open that can of worms. That's it wasn't even a monkey, but regardless, zoo's not involved. Appears to be a wild monkey just fell in, and you and I had a laugh at this earlier. This power installation and multiple power installations in this nation apparently are protected by none other than electric fencing.
So the monkey had to climb over electricity and then go and jump on this transformer to blow the power for an entire nation. So he got shocked to get shocked, and he just left.
And we don't know if he got shocked by the electric fencing. I would almost reckon that the electric fencing would have done him more damage than
We're going to change the name of the monkey from George to Zeus.
Zeus. Fair enough.
Because apparently electricity does not harm this fella.
Fair enough. Granted, he could have just climbed over it, but I doubt he or she understands the gravity of, or how well this really turned out for him, because...
Or maybe he does. Maybe he works for a rival energy plant.
Or he's just from another country of Africa. He's like, take this, Kenya.
That is like a sitcom, or not a sitcom, just like a TV show.
Right.
Battling power plants, and their soldiers are undercover monkeys.
Fair enough. Well, that is one way to look at it. I mean, from this monkey's perspective, you skirted, that's assuming he didn't get shocked by the fence.
Yeah.
He skirted one electrical hazard just to fall on another.
And
now he's in the hands of...
Yeah, there is a good ending to this story.
He's alive and well, and he's now in the custody of the Kenya Wildlife Service. I don't know I'm not sure what his fate is after that.
They have hired him to be the electrician for their government buildings.
I don't think he's doing a very good job. Maybe, like you said, he may just be a paid monkey mercenary to plague surrounding nations. But that's interesting.
It is. It's funny.
It's humorous, and business took a hit. That's unfortunate. But
but only for 4 hours. I mean,
not
I know
even 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know taking a hit for 4 hours for a business is pretty bad. You know, like I worked at a pizza place for a while, and us being out of commission for 4 hours, that's somebody's shift at a pizza place.
Yeah.
That's their day's paid.
Yeah, and granted, in Kenya, and this, I don't know if major cities were affected by this. It said that individuals had their own generators. Mm-hmm. But as far as businesses go, we don't know what, because I understand it's not exactly... it's probably a different business dynamic there in Kenya, depending on where you are. There's probably some very well-equipped areas, but at the same time, there might be some areas that weren't really prepared to deal with that, and I don't know, they might have taken a pretty serious hit, so it'd be unfortunate. But power's restored, monkey's alive. It's pretty safe to talk about it, I'd say.
Yeah, it's not too soon.
Yeah.
It's the right time. I wonder when this happened.
Let's see.
Does it say? The article
this BBC article is posted June 7th, so what's today's date?
The 12th?
The 12th.
We're going to date this video, by the way.
That's good news. When I watch this, if I watch this and see what it sounds like, I will see the date. But
so
apparently marauding animals are also a bit of a problem because I don't know, it appears that it says it's an isolated incident.
Oh, okay.
So that's good news. I don't know.
That's good news. It doesn't happen very often that a monkey knocks power out for thousands of people.
Yeah, let's be glad it could have been something much larger. Could have been much worse, is what I'm saying.
Yes. The monkey could have knocked out the internet, and none of our amazing viewers would have been able to watch this podcast.
For those of you in Kenya, we salute you for emerging victorious from this. But
the real hero is Zeus.
I think the real hero is the monkey that survived.
Yeah, Zeus.
180 megawatts.
I got to look that up and see how much 100 a mega. Jeez.
Yeah, and I reckon. Well, are we going to post a link to this as well?
To this article?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's probably a good idea.
So.
All right. Anything else you want to give on that?
That's about it, I think. So we're going to So we were looking for the articles to read this week. We usually do 3, but we have a guest today. So
Hopefully not just one time to guess.
we will have you back on again.
I'd love to be here when John's here as well. It'd be fun to have the 3 of us.
Just because we've done 2 people per episode does not mean that we can't have more.
Yeah.
I'd like to have more.
Yeah.
It's always better to have more people to kind of express their opinions on stuff.
Right. I've always wanted to be on a talk show too. I love listening to talk shows, so I'm enjoying this. I don't know if it's
it'll come out. It'll come out. I promise.
That's good.
I mean, it'll come out well. It'll come out. It'll be.
You're just recording
on the internet.
You're just recording this.
To appease you. It won't actually come out. Yeah. It'll come out, but
months later, all these other podcasts will be out. Like, when's mine coming out? Oh, we're working on it.
Yeah. Still the same thing with the videos you're in. They're not out yet.
Yeah, none of my.
Hey, Jarus, I want to just show some people that video is in. Is that up yet? No.
2019.
2019, that'll come out. Yeah. People have asked me, they're like, hey, where's that video at? I want to watch it. Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, how many? Well, I don't know if you want to give too many more. Well, we're not giving spoilers.
I can talk about what we're planning on doing.
Yeah, how many more episodes are you planning on shooting? Because you've shot, 6?
We have shot 5. And
5.
And we have about 10 or 11 ideas. So we're about halfway there right now. And it's really not a problem.
Right.
In the sense of timing. Sorry, it's not a problem. Our problem with the timing isn't that we don't want to do it.
Right.
It's the scheduling, because John and I both work a 40-hour-week job.
Right.
And you work weekends, right?
Well, I'm kind of going in between jobs at the moment. I've recently just been certified as a lifeguard, so I'm still learning where and with whom I'll be working as we speak. But
it's scheduling issues right now, getting everybody together, because we're doing videos, and used to it was just me and John, and me and John could do them in a day.
Right.
We used to do that. We would record a video. No, we'd sit down Monday, come up with an idea Monday, record it Monday, edit it Monday, and release it Monday.
And there's still Reese family members that I've never acted with or shot with while working on Reegle Shenanigans. I mean, some said members are either living out of town or they just have other occupations right
Joel. But we are wanting to film them all. We want a better quality video. Right. So, and I'll be honest, they're not. They're great. They're great. They're a lot better than what we started doing, but at the same time they can be better in those way of my editing, is what I mean.
Right.
So I've shown you the videos you're in. Mm-hmm. I've gone back and made changes.
Right.
So
you still need me to voice over, don't you?
I need you to say like one line later on.
That's good.
So I might actually get you to do that at the end of this.
Yeah, that's just fine. Anyway, so
moving on.
Aside there, there's more to come for those who.
But this is Sam again.
Avidly follow.
I asked Sam. Sam went on a mission trip. Right. Correct me on my terminology. Several mission trips, but you went to one in not America. Sam told me I'm really bad at this.
No, you're good.
He told me that there's certain things that he can talk about and certain things he shouldn't.
I can probably tell you the places I've been. I've been to. Well, I did the schooling part of the mission work in Hawaii, which is where I met Jonathan and also where I met Jennifer. But the actual outreaches were throughout India, several locations in India, Sri Lanka, and then a year and a half later I actually visited China and made some new friends there. And that was really interesting. I loved all of those countries. They're all very different. Yeah, they're all just extremely unique. But those are the locations that I did work in.
Mm-hmm. And you helped a lot of people there, right?
At certain times, it really was frustrating because it didn't feel like we were doing enough. There were, and I'm sure that's going to sound really cliche, but basically, in definitely Sri Lanka, there were former war zones involved, and we were actually the first team from our particular base that had ever gone there. Other countries have been pioneered by our base, but we from our particular base in Hawaii, we had never sent people to Sri Lanka. Ours was the first team, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I think tourism's actually going up there. So if anyone ever has the opportunity to go visit Sri Lanka because it's awesome. But it was very sad in a northern country. It's because the northern end of the island, that was the land of the de facto state that rebelled against the Sri Lankan government and wanted to have their own separate state. And they were defeated up there after a very, very brutal war. But we got to go up there, we got to visit some families that were affected. And because it was so new to our base, we really didn't know what to expect. Because we had gotten out of India. We weren't directly from India to Sri Lanka. But it was really, we weren't sure if it was just a poorer India or if it was kind of its own animal. And it had similarities to India, but it very much was its own sort of place. It was very, very sad. There were times when we felt like we wanted to do more, but we couldn't because it was too sensitive an area. We couldn't say too much about certain topics or...
Yeah, and that was the question I was going to ask you. There was a lot of dangers there of pronouncing that you were Christians there to help.
Yeah, the big thing was they were scared of outside influences. There was a lot of dented hearts kind of recently from what had happened, and they were very sensitive from the outside world because of what had happened there. Basically, there's a lot of uncertainty as to how the war ended. A lot of lives were lost. There's a lot of people missing, and families were split up. And I think, as for the rest of the world, there's a lot of unanswered questions, but I won't really get into that because we can't say anything with much certainty. What's good is the war is over, and the borders are gradually being more and more opened up because friends of mine went to places that it wouldn't have been safe for us to go to.
Yeah.
But the Sri Lankan people, I absolutely love them. They're very, very fun, and it's a changing society. It's growing, and India was crazy, in your face, noisy, colorful, a little bit smelly here and there, but it was awesome, and we saw the Lord work there, and even though there were times when we wish we could have done more. We could definitely see the Lord working in what we were doing, and we could tell he was already there, working in miraculous ways. Like, lives were saved, people's prayers were answered. Why? Like, it's just amazing. There's too many stories to just kind of recount, but the Lord is working in those countries. I can say that for sure, and I'm not done traveling. I would like to go back. As of now, I'm kind of... I'm not going to be probably going to Asia anytime soon, but I would love to go back, and for anyone who's considering it, definitely look into it. Even if it's not what you want to do with the rest of your life, it's an excellent thing to try for just a year or half a year or even less time than that.
And you did DTS through Hawaii, which through that... Sorry,
yes.
I'm...
No, you're good. No, you're good.
No, you did YWAM, and then did a DTS through YWAM, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I throw these acronyms around all the time. For those people who don't know, YWAM is Youth with a Mission. I guess I'm doing some advertising for it right now.
It's perfectly fine.
Youth with a Mission, and they're an organization that's all over the world. Young people from all walks of life go there, and they learn something about themselves. They learn something about the Lord, and they learn about the nations, and they get to go to places they had never been and do things they thought they'd never do. And it's honestly, like, I've seen people that they've been in church their whole lives, and people that didn't even believe God was real when they got there, and then they're like, wow, he's done so much. And it wasn't because of just what people were teaching, like, he's actively working in front of them. And yeah, Jesus is alive. That's all I can say. He's alive and well, and he's doing so much in the world, and
Mm-hmm.
and he wants us to take part, whether we're here in America or overseas. And you don't even have to go overseas, because like our friend John, he's doing a bit of a trip of his own right now. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said it earlier. He was in
Yeah.
Oklahoma. He's
I know he was doing.
I'm not 100% sure what he is actually specifically doing there to help, but
Right.
he's in Oklahoma. He's at the Cherokee Nation on a mission trip there,
Yeah.
helping the Cherokee Nation build or repair something. And I'm sorry that I don't know this. I'm going to get kicked later on.
I don't think he'll get kicked. I think it's probably best we just, whenever John gets back, he can explain it.
Yeah, he can explain. We'll have John explain it more, and we'll probably talk about the specifics.
Right.
So look forward to that.
Right.
I know that they're going to Oklahoma. I've been told it's my fault that I can't remember exactly what it is they were going there to do.
Right. Yeah, we do know.
But he's going somewhere, and he's helping people.
Yeah, he was visiting the Cherokee Nation there, and then of course more recently I returned to Hawaii and did a 9-month chronological school, the entire Bible. So we studied every single verse, every single book, all the way through for 9 months, and it was a lot of homework, but it was definitely worth it. It challenged me. It brought me to the end of myself, but and I'm by no means a Bible expert right now, but it's going to be the rest of my life of me studying before I can even get close to where I'd like to be. But it definitely helped. It definitely gave me a familiarity with much more of the Bible than I've ever had. It helps me kind of see it for what it is, and it's not what most people think it is. It's not a rule book. It's not anything like that. It's a beautiful unfolding story that all points to Jesus, even in the old, scary, wordy parts of the Old Testament.
Mm-hmm.
But so basically, we learned that, and then the option was we could go to an Asian country and teach there, and that's what we did.
And what's DTS stand for?
Oh, I'm sorry, that was another thing. DTS stands for Discipleship Training School, and that's basically the first step of going through YWAM. And see, John did it, I did it.
Sorry, I have it out of order, don't I? So
No, you're good. So
Okay.
yeah, the DTS was done first. That's when I went to India, Sri Lanka, and then the SBS is the School of Biblical Studies that I did after that.
And what does that stand for?
School of Biblical Studies.
The EP. SPS. Sorry.
SBS. No, you're good.
School of, wow.
You're good.
I'm tired. So
Yeah, no, you're good.
So
You carried the other topics very well.
yeah,
I'm honored-
it's
I'm honored
whenever
to be-
I knew what I was doing going
I'm honored
into
to be
it.
your host. I mean, I've never been on a talk show. I'm probably
Yeah, this will be
you
your
know.
last time too. I'm kidding.
If we're
I'll
lucky.
be happy to have you back.
if we're lucky.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Before we go, though, we have one more thing to talk about. It's our fun little weekly escapade of Shy the Watch 2016. And I kind of talked to you about it a little bit
yeah,
before,
Jarus
but
mentioned
again,
this
I'll
too.
explain it again. We are watching, kind of keeping track of Shia LaBeouf because he's traveling cross country. And it's always kind of silly to travel cross country hitchhiking. It's kind of a sketchy thing.
I do give him props because not many stars would put themselves out there like that.
Mm-hmm. So he is tweeting out his exact coordinates and telling strangers to come pick him up and take him somewhere. And I said, I'll probably be wrong. I probably said 3 different things so far. But I think I said that he would be either dead or stop doing it by the end of either June or July. It's almost the end of June, so I'm going to say the end of July because he's still going. And Sam, where's he at right now? Real quick, last week, if I'm not mistaken,
Was it Orlando?
he was in Florida
Somewhere in Florida, right?
And now he has traveled from Florida
to none other than Philadelphia.
West Philadelphia, born and raised. Can't remember how the rest of the song goes. Fresh Prince.
Oh.
It was West Philadelphia.
I didn't
born
watch
and
enough of that
raised on
show,
the
and it was too long
playground. It's
ago.
where I spent most of my days, maxing, relaxing. Anyway, I probably wrote it. Yeah,
That's
he's
where
in
old
Philadelphia
Shia LaBeouf is
right now.
Sweet.
So if you're in the Philadelphia area, check out #TakeMeAnywhere and go pick up our old friend Shia. Bring him our way. We'll have him on the show.
Yeah, bring him back down south.
Bring him back down south to Georgia, and Bring them on over to us. Shia LaBeouf, if you're listening, come on. We'd love to have you on, your crazy self. It'd be great.
That'd be a pretty good show.
That would be a great show. You know what I'd do, though?
What would you do?
I'd just get them to say, just do it over and over and over again.
I wouldn't be able to get the Shia LaBeouf musical out of my head.
Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
That's the one.
Wow. But that was Shia LaWatch 2016.
Philadelphia.
We'll have it a lot. Philadelphia. We'll have a better.
Where do you think he's going to be next week? Because that was a big jump from Florida.
If I'm not mistaken, he went from California to Florida.
That's also
within the first time we started watching them, and then from Florida to Philadelphia.
Right.
So he's jumping from just about every corner of the United States. You know what? Next week, he's going to be in Antarctica. I want them to drive to Antarctica.
Right. I don't know if that's a state.
You did. I didn't say state. Antarctica's a country. A continent. It's a continent. Sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Sovereign country.
The sovereign country
Antarctica.
of Antarctica with its population, its native people of penguins.
And a few Russians, maybe.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't know.
I got to say this real quick before we close out. Do you know what geocaching is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Okay,
geocaching.
for you who doesn't know who geocaching is, a quick summary is it's kind of like a geological hide and seek.
Yeah, it's just geographic hide and seek, and you're
searching for kind of buried treasure kind of things, and they can be large and small. I was looking through the geocache site.
Mm-hmm.
There's geocaches in Antarctica.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, it's just like
I'm surprised. I don't know when geocaching was started. I don't know if it was back.
it's been a while.
I don't know.
It's been around for a while.
I don't know if it was back in the 70s when we were still doing the moon shots, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was old enough. Put a geocache on the moon.
I was about to say let's put one on the moon and see.
Or a rover. There's 3 rovers I think that we've already sent to Mars, maybe more. Why not take one there? We eventually get out there, in a way that man can explore it. Auto geocache Mars.
We should.
Yeah.
I'll go there. Pick up the geocache. Like they're supposed to have like a money prize of some sort. You can put a money prize for the first person who finds your geocache. Yeah.
Oh, the first one.
First person to find the geocache.
Oh,
I mean,
I see.
if you put your geocache somewhere, they tend to put like bills in it, and it's kind of a reward for the first person finding it. What would be the prize for the first person to find the geocache on Mars, or even the moon?
I don't know what would be really useful to you there. Maybe.
No, I think like $1 million. Get to the moon.
I mean, really. I mean, it'd be at
least
probably about 2 years even traveling. I don't know.
You would be written into Bill Gates' will to get all of his belongings after he dies.
I mean, and that's a big if we have the resources to eventually colonize Mars, maybe the person who finds the first geocache gets a really lofty piece of land, like overlooking
a nice red.
The really big canyon. I'm pretty sure there's a large canyon on Mars. It's actually even bigger than the Grand Canyon. Maybe give him a spot overlooking that if there's no landslides.
Isn't there supposed to be like a mountain on Mars that's supposed to look like a face?
He gets the face.
He gets
the entire face if he finds
the face of Mars.
Put the geocache in like the nostril.
The man on Mars.
Yeah, put the geocache in the nostril of the face.
But you don't know which nostril.
Yes, you got to check both.
That's the challenge. Is trying to get to the right nostril.
Right. That's actually a good topic. We should talk about that again, space exploration, because I've loved that and just like hypothetical stuff that we could do.
All right. Next time we have you on, we'll talk about space.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's literally all the time we have because we are way over.
Yes, we are.
We got to chat, and then that's how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sam?
Called a talk show for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Sam, thank you for coming on.
It has been a pleasure.
That was a handshake. I just shook his hand that's a visual gag for you audio podcast people. But thank you for coming on, and I really do enjoy having you here.
I hope to be back. I'm enjoying being here.
And I was Sam, and this is Jarus, and that was our 2 cents. Bye.
I guess I'm the second sin.
You are the second.
I'm the third sin.